Asian markets mixed in morning trade. US-China tensions continue to remain in focus as President Donald Trump is set to announce new actions related to Chinese software companies in the coming days. July auto sales indicate smart recovery in sales compared to June. Maruti reports an 80% month-on-month improvement, while Hero MotoCorp sees a 15% jump month-on-month. Tractor sales encouraging. M&M tractor sales up 27% on a year-on-year basis. Government decides to expand the scope of emergency credit line guarantee scheme to individuals. The 3 lakh crore credit scheme will now include individual loans given for business purposes within the ambit of the ECLGS, subject to eligibility criteria of the same. GST mop-up in July at over 87,400 crore, lower than collected in June. Also, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman says the compensation to the states on account of revenue foregone will be given, and the issues around the compensation payment need to be ironed out by the Council. And COVID cases continue to rise in India, taking the toll to above 17,50,000. Home Minister Amit Shah, Karnataka Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa and Tamil Nadu Governor test positive for the novel coronavirus, while actor Amitabh Bachchan has been discharged from the hospital after testing negative for COVID. Good morning and welcome. You're watching Power Breakfast on CNBC TV 18. We kickstart a fresh new week here, an important one at that. We have the RBI policy meet, we have a whole host of results to track, and it is also the first week of the August series, so let's see how it pans out. I'm Manglam Malu. Before we move on, let's take a look at the Asian markets. Key indices trade mixed as the US-China tensions continue to heat up. On Friday, the US President Donald Trump notified to ban the Chinese app TikTok, but now there are reports of some sort of merger and acquisition talks going on out there. The dollar index has moved higher from lows below 93 to around 93.5 out there, and that is something that is reflected in the yen, and as a result of which is the Nikkei, which is higher by almost 2%. Mixed cues coming in from both Shanghai as well as Hang Seng, but a private survey did show that China's manufacturing activity expanded in July as against June, so that is keeping the Shanghai index afloat. The Korean markets absolutely around the flat line. The SGX Nifty, important to watch out for that one, indicates a softish start, with a back foot cut of close to around 54 odd points, around that 11,050 mark for the Indian indices. Remember, all of last week we saw a cut of almost 1%, the first weekly cut in the last 7 weeks, so important to see how the next few weeks pan out. But let's talk about the US markets itself. Wall Street ended in the green after tech shares rallied on the back of strong quarterly results. Apple, that was the stock which was higher by almost 10%, a fresh record high after good results coming in. The Dow gained over 100 points. The S&P 500 was up by 24 points, while the Nasdaq, which has been outperforming, ended higher by about 15 odd points. CNBC's Kate Rooney gets us a wrap of all the action on Wall Street.
Stocks finishing in the green as tech shares rally on strong quarterly results. The Dow rising 114 points, the S&P up 24, and the Nasdaq adding 157. A boost in demand for clothing, footwear, dining, and hotel accommodations pushed consumer spending higher for a second straight month in June, although spending remains below its pre-pandemic levels. The savings rate remains high at 19%, but it is down sharply from 24% in May. Apple surpassing Saudi Aramco to become the world's most valuable public company after blowout quarterly results. Apple shares surging 10%, giving it a market cap of $1.84 trillion. Saudi Aramco trails Apple with a $1.76 trillion valuation. And Microsoft is reportedly in talks to buy the Chinese-owned video app TikTok. The news comes after President Donald Trump said he was considering taking steps to ban the app from the United States. TikTok is owned by Chinese internet company ByteDance and has been accused of being a national security threat by several U.S. officials.
Was the U.S. market action, the global market action, but how will this impact our markets? We have our research team, as always, joining in to tell you how the trade setup looks like to prep you up for this morning trade. First up to you, Sonia. All the market cues that we need to watch out for today. Good morning, guys.
Hi, good morning, Mangalam. Thanks a lot for that. So the Nifty ended below that 11,100 mark on Friday. Last week, the Nifty was down about 1%. Mid-caps were down about 0.5%. And foreign investors have sold in the cash market on Friday. So there's still a little bit of caution there. FI sold about 1,000 crores, 960 crores to be precise. There was large selling in Reliance, about 1,900 crores of selling there. 600 crores of delivery selling in HDFC. So large caps are still seeing profit taking. Domestic institutions, though, bought about 442 odd crores. Now, the Dow closed 114 points higher on Friday. There was a big tech rally, as we know. Apple soared about 10% to a record high. The S&P 500 has put in very smart gains in the month of July, up almost about 5.5%. So global cues are good, but local cues have been slightly subdued. However, the big domestic cue could be the auto sales, where there's been a big month-on-month recovery. So those stocks could be in focus. The SGX Nifty now indicating that the start could be slightly subdued as well. Back to you.
All right, Sonia, fair point there. You know, the auto stocks that will be in focus today. Tata Motors reacting to numbers, and at the same time, all the other companies reacting to July auto sales. We'll get to Sonia in a bit on that. But about all the other stocks, we have Sonal, who will list them out for us. Sonal.
Good morning, Mangalam. You spoke about the auto stocks. Yes, they will be in focus because the numbers reported by them have been good in terms of the auto sales. For instance, M&M has shown good improvement in the tractor sales. Total sales have come in at 25,678 units in terms of total sales. Apart from that, Hero Moto also saw 14% increase in terms of auto sales on a month-on-month basis. Maruti, and that was a good growth coming in there. Total sales were up 80% on a month-on-month basis and just 1% decline on a YOY basis. So that is a good number coming in from Maruti. Tata Motors will also be in focus on the back of numbers. Q1 numbers where losses widened significantly on a YOY basis in both JLR and the standalone business. The company reported a consolidated net loss of 8,443, which was lower than estimates. UPL reported mixed set of numbers. While the revenues were a decline versus an expectation of an increase, margins improved because of synergy benefits and also because of lower costs. So that stock will be in focus. Motilal Oswal, that stock is in focus because they reported numbers, highest ever broking revenues in a quarter. AMC AMU stood at 35,200, which was an increase. Sun Pharma, also some positive commentary coming in the con call. Brokerages have increased the target price after the company reported numbers on Friday during market hours. All these stocks will be in focus today. Back to you.
All right, so those are the stocks that you need to keep on your radar today. But let's go across to Nigel. Nigel, early days in the series, what do you make of the data coming in from the F&O space?
Well, one was that the Nifty was under some pressure, and that's primarily because the FIs, they sold more than what the DIs bought. So the net institutional sell number was nearly around 500 crores odd. What about the FIs? What did they do in the F&O market? Well, on index futures, they added more longs than short, mildly so though. In terms of calls, well, they bought calls big time. More than 25,000 call contracts is what they bought. That's a little bit more calls they bought in comparison to the number of puts that they bought. But the final factor out there is the writing of options. And they wrote more calls than puts in the ratio of close to around 2:1. So that's telling you that upside could be capped at the recent highs of around 11,350. But I have three broad observations that tell me that there's not going to be a big decline looking at the data points. One being that, in fact, we did see that there was unwinding on the Nifty futures. So there was no big shorting out there. Second factor is that on a day that the Nifty ended lower, the India VIX as well ended lower. So that's telling you that, in fact, maybe, in fact, the big fall is not likely to come about, at least as of now. And the third factor is PCR went to 1.8. It's cooled down back to around 1.3 odd. What do these data points indicate? Well, if we hold on to that 11,000 odd mark, 10,900 to around 11,000 odd mark, then we should not see a big fall. The highest open interest is at around the 11,000 put. The second factor is the 20 DMA comes in at around 10,950. So holding on to 10,900 means the uptrend is intact. So we look at that level very closely. And in terms of resistance levels, the recent high, 11,300, 11,350, that's the level the bears will be eyeing. In terms of stocks that we are looking at, well, a lot of pharma stocks saw fresh buying in Friday's trading session. Big surge in stocks, big open interest build up as well. 10,900, extremely crucial. Back to you.
Fair point there, Nigel. Thanks a lot for that. 10,900 to 11,000 is a support, and 10,300 to 350 could be some bit of resistance. On that note, we thank our entire team. But Sonia, you hang in there. We'll slip into a short break, come back, and we talk about all the auto companies that will be in focus on the back of their July sales numbers.